Welcome to the Music Retail Show, having conversations about the musical instrument industry to take you and your business farther.
The Music Retail Show.
Hey, welcome back to another episode of the Music Retail Show. Today, Richard and I sit down with Jeff Sazant of Aeris Protective Packaging, and we're going to talk about his company and how they are providing a new product on protecting and shipping guitars. Man, it's very cool. If you're in the music industry and you ship guitars, this is a must-listen-to episode. Check it out, and we'll see you on the other side.
Does half the cost and double the value sound good to you? What about made in the USA? Franklin Strap is 100% American made, and you get double the quality for every dollar you spend. Call us today, 615-791-7057, and get in the strap business. Franklin Strap, the soft strap.
All right, hey, we're back for another episode,
Yep.
and man, we've got Jeff Sazant with Aeris Protective Packaging.
He's got to be one of the guys in this whole building that has more energy than anybody.
Yeah, that's
Jeff.
right. And we just actually found out how young he is, and I was very surprised with he's I wouldn't have put him a day over 35.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Jeff, welcome.
Welcome.
Thank you
to the
very much.
show.
Yeah.
It's great to be here, gentlemen.
So what we're going to talk about is a product that you guys just unveiled. Just is a recent term. It's been around for you guys for a little while. It's very innovative, very cool. I don't want to let it out. I want you to let it out. Tell us about what you got going on.
Sure thing. But let me first provide a little context there. I've been coming to the NAMM show since 1976. In fact, I haven't missed an Anaheim show since 1976.
Wow.
And so throughout those years, I've developed a pretty keen understanding of the music products industries, the glory and some of the horror stories behind it as well. Shipping guitars has forever been a very, very difficult thing to do.
Sure.
And with the proliferation of online sales and reverb sales and eBay and Amazon sales, not to mention the likes of Sweetwater, if I can mention a name, and various other online fulfillment houses, there are many, many guitars in motion on any given day, and there are many guitars getting broken on any given day.
Correct.
I think everybody remembers the Eastern Airlines Broke My Tailor video. If you haven't, it's probably...
Yeah. I forgot all about that.
Well, that's kind of what raised the awareness amongst the guitar playing community that airlines are pretty unkind to guitars. I've been a retailer, I've been a wholesaler, and recently I joined a Montreal-based company called Aeris Packaging, who seem to have mastered the medium of inflatable air chamber packaging.
Okay.
Product that ships to the customer flat, that inflates on demand, and I'll get back into some of that shortly. That is being used throughout the computer industry and various other segments of commerce, but we introduced to the guitar and musical instrument community. It started, I guess, with an inflatable vest that some people kind of know us for because it was the first product that Aeris made, and it was adopted by Godin Guitars, who have sold a lot of instruments over the years in that packaging. Most people, of course, don't ship guitars bare. They ship them in some sort of case or gig bag. And so what we did, and when I joined the company, we expanded and set out to offer a complete end-to-end solution for shipping guitars. And we have done that right down to an engineered carton designed to hold our inflatables and the guitar inside. Over the years, over the past year, we've attracted a good number of well-known brands, what we would call legacy brands and high-end brands, and it now seems to be filtering down to the player community. And I don't know if I should be talking about this, but based on the reaction of the market to the product and the desire to be able to protect just about any style or model or shape of guitar, we created guitar kits, and that's really what we're showing here on the NAMM show floor, is the Aeris 6-pack and 3-pack kit that has in the master carton absolutely everything you need in order to package a guitar quickly, inexpensively, and most importantly, safely. And can I mention the SKU?
You can mention whatever you want.
Okay, thank you.
He's whispering.
Okay, well, I don't know what the rules are.
No, you're fine.
You're
we came up with this kit, and then probably the most recognized name in guitar repair and guitar parts, Stuart McDonald, saw this and said,
company.
you know, they are a wonderful company. It seems that they are universally loved. Nobody dislikes them. They know their business. They know their customers. There's a great deal of trust and comfort in terms of the staff. Their website totally rocks. And I'm pleased as punch to say that this Thursday, the Aeris 6 and 3 packs launched on the StuMac website, which is fantastic.
Congratulations.
And thank you very much.
Very cool.
And you know, we can't begin to do what they're capable of doing by way of presenting it in a fashion that resonates with guitarists and retailers and collectors, because they have that trust.
Yeah.
And after all, we're just a packaging company.
Yeah.
They recognize it as the better mousetrap. So they're running hard with it. They're offering it to their dealer base. StuMax members, which is like an Amazon Prime style type of thing. I think it's a $39 annual cost, will get free freight throughout the year. Most people who are buying other types of packaging are typically buying boxes from one or another of the packaging companies. The name Uline comes up fairly frequently. Those become cost prohibitive when you consider the cost of freight and the fact that you may only need a couple, but you got to buy 5. And even then, when you get your boxes, there's only one size of box available. One size really does not fit all sizes and shapes.
Yeah.
And you still got to deal with how to secure the instrument properly inside the box.
Yeah.
Our materials are engineered to the case with the box so that everything is, the guitar and its contents are suspended within the box. You can drop it, you can throw it, the guitar will jiggle because of the nature of our inflatable plastic packaging and return to its normal state. Styrofoam and cardboard dies and inserts don't do that. Foam in place doesn't do that. No nasty chemicals, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it really is a really beneficial and wholesome type of packing material. Speaking of wholesome, all of our inflatable materials are 100% recyclable, and that puts a smile.
That probably means a lot to a lot of people.
There's an incredible awareness to packaging and packaging materials, and I like to tell the story about the video camera rolling, or a person waiting for the UPS driver to walk up their sidewalk, and as soon as they get given the box, they're doing an unboxing video for that particular product.
Yeah.
There isn't a commodity that hasn't had an unboxing video done.
Yes.
And there's some real horror stories out there. We've had people receive our packaging who were actually going to review the product that was in the packaging, and they would take a good 5 or 10 minutes to say, wait a minute, I'll get to that in a second, but I want to talk about the packaging. It seems to make people happy, and it works absolutely perfectly. It's reusable.
Now tell us about some of the stuff, exactly how it works, because there's a lot of people that's listening. They're like, okay, you package it, I kind of see it, but I don't see it. Describe specifically if you have just a guitar, if you have a gig bag, if you have a case, how it encapsulates everything and it works.
All of those different form factors essentially are treated the same way, in that we're trying to lock the contents into the box but still give it just enough room to maneuver. Our material is a blended polyethylene and nylon that is tough as nails. It's really, really
You can
strong.
stand on it.
You can jump on it.
Yesterday I was in your booth and I was standing on it.
Yeah.
We could have all
Yeah.
stood on it. It's remarkable that it just doesn't break.
Yeah.
It is made up of individual air chambers. It comes in on a roll of plastic. Our art is the engineering of that medium into something that would be assume a specific form once it's inflated. And one of the huge benefits of that material is that each air chamber is independent. And some of your listeners may have seen this product around toner cartridges or a laptop computer.
Yeah, you mentioned computers.
And that was our first those were our first real successes.
Yeah.
And then we basically decided to focus heavily on the music products industry.
Okay.
Again, the strength and the fact that a single, no bubble wrap, for example, loses 20% of its air in the first days or a couple of weeks. We've basically measured a maximum 8% air loss per year out of an inflated piece of our material. So it stays inflated.
It's not going nowhere.
Yeah. Pardon?
It's not going nowhere.
No, it really isn't, and it has no it has no expiration date.
Okay.
Okay. If a dealer or a customer has it and they buy it and they haven't inflated it, they can inflate it 6 years from now.
Yeah.
I can also put 250 headstock protectors, for example, in a box that's 15 by 14 by 10 inches high.
Okay, all right.
Which means
Very
it
cool.
ships very inexpensively to the dealer, and it stores very easily, under a workbench somewhere. I don't know if that answers your question. We have different formats. Basically, we recognize guitar players or guitar retailers are selling acoustic or electric guitars. We'll talk about bass in just a moment. Bass is really just a longer electric guitar. And they're shipping those instruments either with a case or without a case.
Yeah.
Shipping an instrument without a case was a very scary proposition until we created the guitar vest that completely, we call it a vest because the same way you would put a vest on and your chest, just the center of it would be exposed, it goes around your shoulders and it basically wraps the entire instrument in air.
Okay.
We created a redundancy at the bottom of the vest so that you can actually drop the guitar and the end pin stays a good inch or two away from the bottom of the box.
That's a big deal.
That is a big deal because that point of impact will often break a guitar. But most people are shipping guitars either in a case or a gig bag. So for that, we came up with a two-part system. One that inflates and goes along the bottom of the box, and any case, pretty much any case, Dreadnought, 00, 000, I'm talking about acoustics now, will fit inside that lower cap. And then we have something that blows up that we call the top hat, which goes over the thinner part of the case, fills out the rest of the box, and adds structural integrity to the box.
Okay.
And that when you fold the flaps down, it kind of compresses the whole deal so that the guitar is really locked in place.
Suspended within the box.
It is suspended within the box. No part of the case or gig bag will touch any part of the box. And in the event that it falls over or gets, gets abused in shipping, it rarely damages the instrument. We've had guitar builders and manufacturers, well-known brands, actually measure the difference between before and after Aeris packaging, and we were able to resolve 93% of the damaged guitars that a couple of manufacturers have had.
That's a lot.
Wow,
That really is a lot.
So, but the big deal, obviously, that people are going to want to hear is cost effectiveness. So if a music store ships a lot of guitars every year,
yes,
is this something that they can incorporate because it's going to be cost effective for them?
That was the whole point behind the creation of the 3-pack and the 6-pack. One of the main features of all of those kits is that it uses we've actually folded the box in half right in the middle. So that enables us to ship it in a container that is half the size of a normal guitar box, which enables people to avoid UPS and FedEx overcharges and dimensional weight cubing. That's a big problem for guitars and people shipping and receiving guitars. We created the package so that a customer doesn't have to go one place to get a box and another place to get an inflatable. Everything is inside each kit. So there are basically 4 kits. Acoustic with case, acoustic without case, electric with case, electric without case, and those range for the 6-pack between $89 and $129 for the 6. With StuMax, the StuMax membership advantage, they're willing to ship that for free.
Okay.
And that's where it becomes incredibly cost effective, because you can't really buy just the boxes elsewhere for that same price.
Yeah.
And then you're getting all this other stuff and an engineered packaging solution. This is designed to ship guitars, nothing else.
Wow.
Now, what have you found out, and maybe you haven't, I don't know, from FedEx, UPS, or any of the carriers? Because one thing that we struggle in our industry is they don't take claims because they say insignificant packaging. Have you guys had those tested with the different carriers to see how they'll handle any kind of damage?
Yes, we have. And I guess to bear that out, most of the brands have a preferred carrier. It's going to be FedEx or UPS.
Yeah.
And most of those carriers will not sign a contract with the brand unless they've passed their testing.
Okay.
So we know for a fact that our product passes those kind of tests.
Now, you know, because of what reason?
Because the brands that are buying it would not be able to ship via UPS or FedEx if it hadn't passed their testing, specifically their product in our packaging tested by UPS.
Okay, because usually what happens,
Yes.
they take the boxes and then they take them off site and they run tests and stuff like that. But you don't know if they've done that yet.
We do know that they've done that.
Okay.
Yes. And
I'm not trying to be a lawyer and quiz you. I'm trying to ask questions because eventually a part of your target audience is consumers that buy a guitar, play it for 6 months, want to turn around and sell it, or small guys that they do 3 or 4 a year and they go to Stumac and buy a kit and they ship them. That's going to be something they're going to worry about, is shipping damage.
Of course, and that's what we're designed to minimize or mitigate.
Correct.
Okay.
But in the case of shipping damage, you don't know how they'll react as a carrier, say from an individual standpoint.
I'm unaware of any claim that's been made that hasn't been honored. There may be one
Have you guys
there, it's
ever,
possible.
this is just a question, have you ever thought about testing your packages with a guitar in it and have FedEx and UPS both sign off on your packaging?
That has been done.
It has been done.
That has been
okay.
done.
All right. Okay. So that's a level of confidence that someone can have when they buy the product as well.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And I guess, the best testimonial in that regard is because the carriers will not handle the product unless it passes the testing. I'm checking back with the brand owners on a very regular basis, and I, constantly canvassing input and reaction from not only customers and staff, but have there been any damages? I beg everybody to call me and tell me. I want to hear the horror stories, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And this is consistent from brand to brand to brand. We have not had any damages that have been brought to our attention.
Gotcha.
So from a practical and an empirical data point of view, it's passing everybody's expectation.
Smell test, huh?
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, for regular people that's out there listening, or even small users, you're recommending they buy the product at Stumac?
I am, because the package is complete, and the shipping advantage is really enormous. To have six.
If they pay the yearly fee.
You pay the yearly fee, it's $39.
Yeah.
And then throughout that whole year, whatever you buy from them ships at no charge.
Yeah.
You figure that our product might be exempted or, the exception to that policy, but it's not. We work together to ensure that they could continue to honor that program, even on corrugated boxes, which I believe may be a first.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah, and because they're really adept at turning product around and having products out the next day, and again, the trust factor. They'll look after you if you have a problem. If there's an issue, that Stuart McDonald will take care of it.
Yeah. Okay.
So we are generally selling our products into the market at the manufacturing level where they're buying pallets of packaging to ship the 2,000 guitars that they're making that month.
Yeah, gotcha.
That's not for the average consumer.
Yeah.
So we handed that off to the specialists so that the customer has a better experience that we can possibly provide for
Now,
them.
you said you wanted to get back to bases.
Yes, I guess that's a lousy pun. Based on the reaction that the guitar packaging products has garnered
No pun
so far.
intended.
No pun intended.
All right.
Exactly. Everyone's saying, well, what about basses? What about basses? I think those who are in the industry recognize that basses account for maybe 15% of the fretted instrument sales in the marketplace. It wasn't the first thing that we were going to do, but we now have bass manufacturers saying we want to put our stuff in your packaging.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Korg USA just purchased Spectre bass.
Spectre.
And Korg came to us and said we would like you to engineer the entire package for Spectre bass.
Wow,
so
great.
they sent us up an instrument.
Yeah.
We created the prototypes. We developed the box. We sent it back to them via UPS to clone the experience that an end user might have.
Yeah.
And for them to see it as a consumer would when it's handed to them at the front door. They loved it. They tested it. They sent it to UPS for testing. And they went, let's do this. And
Awesome.
so we're actually doing it's a double wall box that we've created for them. We're doing the printing on the box and all of the inflatables inside. So it's just a step away now from coming up with the right box dimension for the average player or the average bass store, so that you can put any bass inside that same kit. That will likely be available from StewMac as probably a 3-pack, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Which is more representative of the velocity.
Yeah, you
of
don't
bass
need
guitars.
6.
No.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Man, I'm impressed.
It's a very cool packaging. Now, is there StewMac where they need to go to look to get videos and pictures and all that? Because there's a lot of people that are going to listen and going, I think I kind of know what he's talking about, but I want to see it. I mean, we're a visual, especially men, we're very visual.
Which is why we gave
I'm
that
very visual.
Which is why we gave it to StewMac, okay?
Yeah.
Because they've got full production facilities.
Yeah.
They've got on-air personalities. They write a script and a storyboard for each presentation. My jaw dropped when I watched our product on their website because it looks way slicker than we could have possibly
They sold
done.
it to you, huh?
No, we sold it.
No,
to
but like they sold it back. Maybe you liked it.
Absolutely.
You watched
Absolutely.
it and liked
You'll
it,
want it
yeah.
as soon as you watch the video. StewMac.com is the web address. It's showed up for the moment in their new products on their homepage. But we're developing a full-on Aeris landing page where you'll be able to get all the video content. There is currently a video up online that shows what the product does and how it does it. All of the kits are featured there. It's real easy. They did a fantastic job. They also
very cool.
sell the inflation things and accessories. So that a pro shop who's using a compressor can get the special fill kit that we have that steps it down to 12 pounds per square inch. They can buy a balloon pump or a bicycle pump. Pretty much, you can blow it up if you've got good hardy lungs. You can blow it up with your mouth if you're brave enough. StewMac.com. Everything is on site.
Awesome.
And
awesome.
You'll learn.
I
whatever
think
you need to know,
everybody
you'll find it
listening
out.
that's in the guitar industry needs to go to StewMac.com. Take a look at it. It's great product. It's very, very well made, very well engineered.
Thank you.
Jeff's a great guy. I trust Jeff. He's sold on the product. He sold me on the product.
I just met Jeff, and I trust him.
We've checked out the product in the warehouse with guitars. We've touched it, felt it. Like I said, yesterday I was standing on it. It didn't blow up. No one else blew up. I think it's good stuff.
Nobody blew up. That's good.
Yeah.
That's always good.
Nobody
died.
Nobody got hurt.
No one died. So.
Well, and no guitars are getting hurt.
Yeah,
and I think that's probably
the most important thing.
The best way for us to draw this to a close is that we're saving a lot of guitars.
Awesome.
And those that are selling on eBay and Reverb and all, the private enterprise that is online selling, those people really didn't have anything that was designed and perfectly suited to the application that
This
they
makes
need.
it easy for them, because a lot of people, they sell a guitar and then they like, oh crap.
They're afraid to ship
What
it.
do I got? Where do I get the box? Where do I get the packaging? How do I get it there? And you guys solved that problem. So,
Indeed we have. Thank you.
all right, StuMag.com, great product.
StuMag.com, Aeris Protective Packaging.
.com, is that a .com too?
It is, although our website really doesn't compare to theirs. So if you
All
really
right.
want to get a
Go
good
to
view of the product,
StuMag.com.
Absolutely.
Well, Jeff,
Search for
we
Aeris.
appreciate it. We hope you had a great show. We had a great time talking to you. We'll do it
Yeah.
again, maybe at winter show, because this last winter you were supposed to do it. That's my fault you did it, not your fault, my fault. We got so busy, had so much going on. So in January we need to circle back around, see how the product's doing,
Yeah.
and maybe take some pictures and show people. Maybe us do a video or something like that.
I'd be delighted.
Yeah, that'd be
I look
fun.
forward to it,
All right.
gentlemen. Thank you very much.
I appreciate you, man.
Pleasure.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Same here, guys.
Appreciate it.
All right.
Own a music store or sell guitars online? Need more inventory to stay competitive in today's market? MIRC is the nation's largest wholesaler of quality used guitars. Visit www.mircweb.com to become a dealer today. Thanks for listening to the Music Retail Show.